Good afternoon and welcome to JDT episode 9. Today is Thursday, 7 May 2026, and we just entered and exited the market earlier today at around 10 a.m. and then exited at around 10:30 a.m., both at Central Time. And today we did an inverse leverage Tesla trade. So basically shorted Tesla. And we entered right around this horizontal yellow line. And then the two vertical dashed yellow lines are the entry and exit times. Roughly, they're not exactly to the minute, but they're pretty close to the entry and exit time. So we entered right around here and then exited somewhere around here. And that made for a profit of 1.53%, or about $65. And our portfolio is up to 43.43, pretty cool number. And a little bit of a recap for the week so far. My wife and I were moving on Monday, the 4th of May. So we didn't do any trading that day because we were driving. But then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we made a over 1% profit each of those days. So $42 on Tuesday, 56 on Wednesday, and 65 today, Thursday, for a total of $163 so far this week. And we still have Friday to go. And then our current year-to-date return is now 43.03%. And then our, again, easy math, $984 profit for the year. Now, when we go to our Robinhood year-to-date chart, we're at 43.03% earned this year. And here, it's showing $1,306 gained. So again, on our little log here, this is just simple math, adding up the daily profit and loss numbers and then keeping a running total there. So it'll be a little bit different than what's actually on Robinhood. And also we have the cash sweep program. So there's every once in a while there could be some every once a month we get a payout from that, and then we also get some dividends. But I mean, the dividends are pretty small, and you see like our lifetime interest paid with the cash earning program is $100. So it's nice, it's a good amount of money, but that's not making a huge impact, and that's lifetime. So that's not making a huge impact on our year-to-date performance with our portfolio. And actually, I can look at if I go to, I believe if I go to history, I can go to interest and search, so you can kind of see so far this year the different payouts we've gotten. So we've gotten a $3 payout, an $8 payout, $7 payout, and $10 payout. So it's better than nothing, absolutely, but it's not a huge amount of money. So it's not making a huge difference on our percent return for year to date or the money earned year to date. So and my wife and I were talking just yesterday about, so historically with our strategy, we have been targeting 1% growth per day or 1% profit per trade that we make. But we've kind of been having a running joke for the last good bit where we enter the market, we exit, and then we exit the market, and then we end up looking like, hey, you know what? We could have made a lot more money today. And here's another example. So we were doing basically the equivalent of a short of Tesla today. Started up here, exited here, but then look how much lower it went. So we look at all this extra money. I calculated it a little bit before starting this recording, and it's an extra about 2%. So we could have made about 3.5% today instead of 1.5%. And this keeps happening. These area of liquidity lines that we are drawing out each day are proving so far to be very useful trading indicators. or at least potential trading indicators. But what I mean by that is not every line we draw ends up being an indicator per se, but a lot of times price action will do some kind of swing around these areas. Again, not all the time, but a lot of the time what we're noticing is the price action does tend to move quite drastically in these specific areas that we're drawing out. And if you go back to past episodes of JDT, we explain a little bit how to draw those lines, but in future episodes, we're planning on going into a lot more detail of how to or how we are drawing those lines before each trading session. But anyways, so we were talking, and it seems like almost not every time, not every day, but almost every day we are leaving a lot of profit on the table, and we're saying, man, we could have made a lot more money today. We could have made a lot more money today. We're saying that very often. So what we're going to start doing is, in this notes column, we're going to start on days that we profit, we're going to start typing, and I'm going to wait till the end of the day to see what price action does for the rest of the day, because it's still only just past noon here in Central Time. But we're going to make some notes, something to the effect of like, could have made 2.0% more. And we're just going to make notes like that, and kind of, let me see if I can make this look a little, there we go, a little nicer so we don't mess up the height of the different rows. But we're going to keep a note going on days of profit, how much more we could have made, and days of loss, how much more we could have lost. And just kind of keep some metrics on it, gather some data, because we were kind of thinking like, okay, well, if we could have been making a lot more all these days, why don't we up our target of 1% per trade to say 1.1% or 1.2? So today I was targeting, I believe, 1.4% when I was getting ready to execute the exit trade today, but we ended up getting 1.53. So in essence, it seems like these area of liquidity lines are giving us a very good edge to the point where we might be able to expect more than 1% average return per trade. So we're going to gather some data, do a little bit of research on our data that we gather, and see if it would be worth targeting maybe 1.1% or 1.5% or maybe 2% per trade, depending on how useful and effective these area of liquidity lines continue to prove to be. But anyways, a little recap: 43.03% up on the year so far, not too bad, and we are again approaching that $1,000 profit level on at least on our log, and according to our Robinhood tracker, we're actually above 1,000 on the year profit so far. But nevertheless, we're inching our way closer to $5,000, and everything is looking good so far. We're learning lots, and we're having fun trading. But this will do it for this episode of JDT, and thank you very much for listening.